Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure to hit that subscribe and notification button if you're into this kind of stuff. Automotive, everything. I got two Subarus right now, a JDM Forester Cross Sports XT, a version 9 STI, Mark IV Supra, and we have the Jag outside. Technically we have two of these, but a friend of mine bought the other one. They're just fresh off the boat. So, today, that kind of brings me to the point of this video. I'm going to go through this car, not all in one shot, obviously, but as soon as I get my JDMs, I like to go through them with a fine comb and restart any maintenance intervals that need to be restarted. Oil has been changed, engine has been flushed, stuff like that. Coolant will be next for sure. The radiator in the other one actually exploded on me, and that one's actually in nicer shape than the one I'm keeping. So I want to go through everything. The fuel filter looks like it hasn't even been changed yet. I'll show you guys here in a second, but that guy right there, it hasn't even looked like it's been changed yet. There's a clip on it, and it looks like it's never been taken off. And I'm suspecting that's kind of the case with everything on this car. So we're going to be going through it. It's at the kilometers now where all the main things that need to be done should be done. So timing belt is included in that, but I did check the timing belt. Timing belt looks okay, but it is something I'm probably going to do before winter. So that being said, today we are going to tackle the fuel filter. I bought both Foresters, this piece. It's a very easy piece to install. It's an in and out hose. So the year after this one, though, it gets pretty crappy to do them, I think. I think it's an in-tank job for the fuel filter versus just a nice hose. Put it in and put the hoses on. That being said, it's going to be a lot easier on this one versus a USDM or a Canadian model because there's no air pump there. And the air pump, from what I understand, gets in the way of this install. So I got lots of room over there, and I'm going to get to it and show you guys what I do along the way. So stay tuned. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is try to pop this off here. This looks like a clip of some sort. And that was pretty easy, out of the way. That's what I mean, like it just doesn't look like it's ever been off. Now, these things can start pissing oil pretty quick here, or they can be decent. I've run into both situations myself, so I don't really want gasoline everywhere in the car. So I'm gonna somewhat cover it with whatever I can. I did the STIs not too long ago. I'm just walking away just to grab a bolt, just in case it starts to puke oil out like it was, or sorry, puke gasoline out. You know what, I'm just gonna take a chance today, like I have in the past. Now, ideally what you would do is you would pop the fuel filter fuse out and run it, or sorry, the fuel pump, and you would just run it, and it would starve itself of fuel, which would clear any of the lines of fuel, right? But I did do this in the STI, and I didn't get a ton of fuel, so I'm hoping it's the same. So there's a clip here on this side that you just unclip, and that releases it from its carrier here, right? So there's that piece, that's what connects it to the strut tower here. And now it's just held on by the hoses. So I'm just gonna try to work it off nice and slow here. This is the pressure side. So if it starts to leak, then I will quickly put it back on and go find a bolt, or I'll put it on here quickly. Not quite sure what I'm gonna do yet. I do have high hopes because the STI was so easy. But that, as we know in the automotive world, is not always the case. Easy is not always what we get. Now, for some reason, I'm getting kind of a bad feeling about this, so. I don't think this has ever been changed in its life. I don't think. Ugh. All right. I'm gonna go grab some pliers and wiggle it off, or try to. Anyway. See, don't want to damage the hose by any means, so just be careful. Just rock it nice and slow here. There we go. That one's loose. There we go. Sounds like the seal has broke. Ish. Oh, she's coming. Oh. Yep, told you I had a bad feeling. All right, guys, finally got it. That took a lot. Now what I did is I took these little sealers for the tube, that way gas doesn't leak out everywhere, and I put it on here because there is still gasoline in here, right? So it is leaking still, but can't really get away from it. Yep, still getting everywhere. So I'm gonna put that on the floor. And then I'm going to hook that up there, like so, and voila. It's not gonna leak anymore like it was anyway. So that was full of gasoline. The STI was way better than this, way easier. It did not leak anywhere. And this gasoline was still hot. So I advise you, do not do this. Make sure that the fuel is clear of any pressure in the line. I let the car sit for about 45 minutes after driving it, and that is not enough. So definitely do that. And I'm gonna grab this rubber, I don't know what you want to call it, sleeve off the old one here. I'm gonna put it on the new one. Like so. I'm gonna bring it all the way up because that's where it sits. Taking the clamp and I'm going to put the clamp back on like so. Very simple to do. And this just connects to a notch back here. And then you just close the clip. There you go, boom, done. And then I'm going to tighten these back up here. So that one went there. And this one. While you're down here, inspect the lines too, because Subarus are infamous for leaks on the fuel lines. So now it's a simple screw clamp. Just get them nice and tight. Now the vehicle isn't going to start very nice the first time because the fuel has to repressurize itself, right? And go through the filter, the new filter. Make sure that the sleeve is sealed nice, which it looks like this one is. That was fun, wasn't it? At least it cleaned out the engine bay a little bit, I guess. But that was foolish of me. I should have found the fuse to the fuel pump and just tried starting the engine and sucking all the fuel out. So that's what you should always do. But I didn't because that car didn't do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to prime the fuel pump. I'm going to first make sure that the gas cap is tight. And it is. So let's prime this baby. And let's go check for leaks. Radio, it's the only channel I get. So I'm not seeing any leaks right now. Tyler's black STI, we did have to replace these because they started leaking, so. And I can see this one's closed more than this one, but like this one's tight, so. I just don't ever want there to be problems down the road, so I might just replace them anyway. I did spray a bunch of brake clean down here just to clean off the fuel. So let's go try to start this bad boy, shall we? Touching you, me. Might have a hard start here. Let's go check it out. So far, so good. Cross our fingers. Now the reason it started like that is because it has to pressurize this filter with fuel. I know I've been saying oil the whole video, but when I say oil in this video, I am meant fuel. So just a little tidbit for you. But yeah, it had to pressurize this filter with fuel. So I'm gonna let it run for a bit and I'll show you guys if it leaks. All right guys, still no leaks, nothing at all. I think I'm gonna take it for a road test, see if that improved the, it's not sluggish, but it's not as responsive as the silver one. And that could be anything because they are drive-by-wire in these, so throttle body can get gummed up. Spark plugs could be failing, or failed or fouled. I don't know what this is. This is supposed to look like a factory hose with the accordion plastic or rubber, so maybe there's a leak there. I don't know. I have the one from the STI, but you can see. So maybe they're trying to cover up a leak. I'm not really sure. But I'm gonna go give it a road test, see if that changed anything. If it did, great. If not, then there's some more investigation. So let's go take it for a road test. On the main road here and give it some gas. It honestly already feels like it's more responsive, like the silver one. So might have just needed a fuel filter change. there you have it. That goes to show you how far regular maintenance items can go. I could tell as soon as I got the car, didn't feel right. Jumped into the silver one as soon as I fixed the math in that one, and I could tell that one had way more get up and go, more throttle response than my personal one. So, spark plugs, fuel filter, air filter are the very first things I always check. 9 times out of 10, it's one of those. This time, it was the fuel filter. This car is back to normal. This now feels like a Turbo Forester XT, all 240 horsepower through an automatic. So before I do any mods to this thing, the transmission's gonna get done, the flush. It has an external transmission filter, if you recall from the last video I did. I'm going to do spark plugs. I'm going to inspect the coil packs. I'm going to take off the intercooler, wipe out all the oil. I have some silicone hoses, so that'll be an upgrade, I guess, before anything. But I'm gonna do all the maintenance in this thing before I do modifications. And that's the way it should go. If you buy a used car, always maintenance before mods. Because not only can you break something, but you might not even be feeling the full power potential of your car. Like in this case, I wouldn't have. If I started putting stuff on this thing, got a tune for it, the fuel filter was blocking, or it was clogged somehow, and it was causing the vehicle to not be as, you know, like instantaneous when you hit the throttle, or at idle. Me and my wife were feeling a little vibration. That's gone right now. So it's gone right now. Hopefully it stays gone. Like I said, I'm gonna do everything else with it. I hope you guys come along on the journey. Again, if it's something you guys enjoy, automotive stuff, spraying fuel in my eyes, brake fluid, I've done it all. But smash that like button and subscribe. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. Turned out to be a little fuel filter, a little $25 part. Funny thing is, I bought it off eBay, 2 of them, one for that one for this one, and they were both in Edmonton. What are the odds? That's funny, eh? Anyway, guys, I'm out. Peace.